Hello YouTubers, in this video we've got an issue. Right now the engine is giving a misfire on cylinder 4, so that's the back corner of that one. And I'm not going to crank it and show it to you. I will bring up the Carly screenshots now and I'll go over that with you, what I just uncovered. So what you're looking at here is 29D0. That's the error that tells you that cylinder 4 has a misfire. And it also sprung up this 2E27, which tells me that it's either the ignition coil or the spark plug or both. And then 29CC, this is really the original error code that popped up, and then it tells you that it could be on several cylinders. But then you should also get a subsequent code that tells you which cylinder, which was that 29D0. What I've done is I've bought new parts to go in here. I bought 8 new coil packs. Expensive. If you could see my eyes rolling, you'd see my eyes rolling. $175, Bosch coil packs, go all the way around. I also bought NGK 4294 spark plugs, which are the iridium spark plugs. Those two are premium. Is it 160 bucks? Anyway, it'll all be in the description below. What I've done to this point is removed everything on top. So the air box, the snorkels, the bracings here, all the cowl ducting that goes over this area is all gone. That's all back there. Here's the ducting over here. Everything just so I could get space. Now, some of you are going to say, that's overkill, you don't need to remove any of that or some of that to get to this. Yeah, I'm one of those guys that if I have to fight to get access, I'm already flustered. So to the degree that I can, I like to clean up the space so that I have free reign. Back here is going to be your only problem spot that I can tell. So everything's out of our way, pretty much except that, and time to go over the parts. Okay, here are the parts. There's just a filler gauge so that I can make sure I get these NGKs dialed in at 0.44 or 044. Anyway, NGK 4294s, the link will be in the description, and then 8 of these Bosch coil packs. Okay, to replace this process works the same on all 8, all the way over there too. So what we do is we lift up on the coil pack. Oh, first we've removed the retaining clip. That was a E7, eTorx 7. That holds the retaining clip on place. That keeps pressure on these coil packs from working their way back. You lift up on the coil pack and it should want to pull out of its housing, and it did. And then you pull this down, your connection, out of the way. There's no clipping or springs to push and pull. By lifting this up, you are releasing the wire. That is part of the purpose of this. Next thing we're going to do is just kind of twist this guy until he works his way out. Like so. Okay, so I have a spark plug tool that I'm going to slip into the hole, and you can feel it click in. Now we're going to break it loose. Let's see the condition. Here we are. Looks like it has iridium in it. I'll research that part number. I don't know if it shows up on there or not. Denso PK20TT. I'm going to pop in the new one. Okay, I want to go over one thing to you, with you that I think is a pretty good tip. I would use a spark plug tool. That's what this is. This is a 5/8 spark plug tool. In it is a rubber grommet, and its purpose is to hold on to this so that when you slide it over, it won't come out. And when you go to pull the spark plug out of the engine, it holds it without leaving it down in the engine. So that's no problem when you go to get the spark plug out because it's kind of locked in place. But if you were to use this to put the spark plug back in, screw it all the way in, and when you go to pull this out, what you're going to end up doing is pulling that out and leaving this down in here because this has got quite a hold. So what I would suggest you doing is use the spark plug tool to get it out and use a regular 5/8 to put it in. That way you can torque it and it will slide right off when you're done. Already gapped. Let's get it back in the hole. This is sometimes where it can get finagly. Don't want to force this at all. It should just want to go. And I can feel it in there going. Okay. Next, it says to torque to, I think it's 25 foot-pounds. I'll put it on the screen, but let me get my torque wrench. This is probably not a great view for you, but I'm sliding the spark plug, or not spark plug tool, sliding the 5/8 in there with the extension. I already have my torque wrench set to 25 Newton meters. And that's it. Okay, the spark plug is in, it's torqued. Now I'm just sliding the new coil pack in. Just gonna slide it in there until it's in there. No doubt about it. Hooking up my electrical connection, locking it in place. Cylinder 1, done. Now we just need to do the rest, and we'll put back on our retainers as we go. By the way, this is the retainer. Takes an E7. So here's spark plug 4. I don't know if you can tell, but there's water on spark plug 4. And there would be good reason for that. Prior to the engine misfire, I washed the engine bay. It probably doesn't look like it, but I did. And I rinsed all back in there. So water must have gotten past the coil pack somehow and got the spark plug wet. So maybe that's the root of all of this, was washing the engine. Might be a lesson to learn there. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to put the new one back in and keep going. We completed this side of the engine. Now we're moving over to this side, and I'm going to start with the hardest one. I like starting where things are harder and my day gets easier. So I'll start in the back. Again, it's going to be pulling back these hoses, maybe pulling back this thing here, and we'll just see. So these two hoses here, right here, go to the heater control valve. I can put, there's plenty of slack here to pull these things up, get them out of your way, but this pipe here is kind of too rigid. So what I'm going to do is undo this, and it takes a T30. Hopefully I should be able to undo that, and hopefully this wire will go back. I will tape it up with electrical tape because I don't want to undo the battery if I don't have to, just to kind of swing it out of our way. So undo this just slides out from underneath. So I move the heater hoses up and out of the way, wedge them underneath this. The power cord to the battery is moved over there with electrical tape. And that gives us our room to the coil pack. Here she is with the clip facing upward. I'm gonna reach in there and grab it, and we'll go from there. This is number 8's coil pack. No markings on it to tell me what it is, but it is different than the rest. So far 3 different coil packs on this car. So I wanted to take a brief moment and cover with you an issue that ended up costing me hours and days and hundreds of extra dollars of time. So if you take a look at this two coil packs, the one on the right is the brand new Bosch that I bought, and the one on the left is the one that came out of cylinder 8. Can you tell that there is a difference in the length or depth of this coil pack? This is a two-piece coil pack on the left, and if you take a look at the two ridges along the top, those are where the rubber boot would normally sit, that sits over top of the spark plug. What ended up happening is I could pull the coil pack out, and it left the rubber boot down in there on top of the spark plug. And there is zero way of getting it out. The only way to get that out that I could end up doing was replacing the valve cover. So I had to pull the valve cover off, I had to pull the spark plug tubes out, and only then could I find a long needle nose pliers that could still reach down inside of the cylinder head and pull that rubber boot off of the spark plug. All of this work is extra, up and above, beyond necessary, because I'm going to name the guy who owned the car before me, or who put in that coil pack. His name is Dickhead. So Dickhead bought this coil pack from his cousin, Cheap Ass, and put that coil pack on the car, because Dickhead didn't care if it didn't come out again or not, because he just put in a brand new one, and who cares? Well, the one who cares is the one that has to end up replacing it somewhere down the road, and that ended up being me. And so here we are with a two-piece coil pack, and the rubber boot was still stuck on the spark plug. I can't tell you how upset this makes a person when all the extra work is completely unnecessary. The point of my story here is buy a one-piece coil pack or don't buy a coil pack. Just park the car and leave it somewhere. Because if you read the title of my channel page, it is paying it forward, right? One on the left is not paying it forward. The one on the right is paying it forward. If the next person who ends up buying this car somewhere down the road has to replace the coil pack will come out and will not be a problem for the next owner. The one on the left is always going to be a problem for the guy behind you. So don't buy cheap parts. What you're about to see in any subsequent video relating to this car, in and around valve covers and valvetronics and Vano solenoids, all comes down to, the extra work all comes down to Mr. Dickhead buying a cheap part, and cost me hundreds of dollars and hundreds of hours of time. So how are we going to get this out? Well, it's going to be very, very tough. Let me tell you, I have went and bought this tool here to reach down in there to see if it could grab the coil pack boot, or the spark plug boot of the coil pack, grab it, grab hold of it and bring it out. It will not bring it out. No matter what I do, it will not come out. So the next thing I did, I grabbed a pick to go down into the tube to see if I could bring out the coil pack tube. This tube did not work. All it did was show you, break it into smaller pieces, and the bulk of it is still down inside the system. So let me tell you what I think is the only way to fix this. And it's unfortunate, but that's how it kind of works with BMWs on cars. You start with one thing and it evolves into something else. It evolves into something else. The next thing you know, you've spent hundreds of extra dollars on stuff just because you started one little thing. So here's what's going to happen in my mind. The valve cover's got to come off. And then once the valve cover is off, what I'll have to do is pull out the spark plug tube. So everything's back together now. There was no reason to show you anything else because it The rest of the work had to do with the valve cover job and gaskets and things associated with it, which is going to be in a future video. The art of changing the coil packs and spark plugs have already been covered at the front end of this video. Nothing real new here. The only thing that the rest of this video was about was don't buy a two-piece coil pack. YouTubers, if you like the video, like the video.